EquityTradeWaves.com presents itself as a professional online trading platform offering access to foreign exchange markets, indices, commodities, and contracts for difference under what it describes as institutional-grade trading conditions. At first glance, the website appears polished and carefully designed, using familiar financial terminology and regulatory language to inspire confidence. However, a closer and more critical examination reveals that EquityTradeWaves is a high-risk offshore broker whose structure and operating model expose retail traders to significant danger. Despite its marketing claims, this platform operates in a way that prioritizes the protection of the broker rather than the safety of its clients. EquityTradeWaves claims to operate as a trading name of a company called Equitex Capital Limited, which it states is regulated by the Financial Services Authority of Seychelles. This point is often presented as evidence of legitimacy, but in reality, it represents one of the most serious warning signs. Regulation in Seychelles is considered offshore and does not provide the level of investor protection required in more strictly regulated jurisdictions such as the European Union or the United Kingdom. There is no investor compensation fund, no robust oversight of business practices, and no meaningful safeguards in the event of broker insolvency or misconduct. Offshore regulation of this kind allows brokers to offer trading conditions that are banned elsewhere due to the severe financial risks they pose to retail clients. Even more concerning is the way EquityTradeWaves explicitly requires users to acknowledge that they fall outside European regulatory frameworks and protections. Clients are asked to accept that their trading relationship is not governed by MiFID rules and that they voluntarily waive rights commonly granted to traders under European law. Legitimate brokers regulated in Europe do not require clients to give up legal protections as a condition of access. This mechanism exists to shield the broker from responsibility, not to protect the trader. The trading conditions promoted by EquityTradeWaves further underline the risks involved. The platform aggressively advertises extremely high leverage levels, reaching ratios of 500 to 1 across multiple account types. Such leverage is prohibited for retail traders in the European Union because of its proven ability to magnify losses at catastrophic speed. High leverage does not increase the probability of long-term success. Instead, it accelerates account depletion, especially for inexperienced traders. Combined with relatively low stop-out levels, these conditions increase the likelihood that accounts will be fully wiped out during periods of market volatility. While these features are marketed as advantages, they primarily benefit the broker through spreads, swaps, and forced liquidations. The legal documentation published on EquityTradeWaves.com reinforces the imbalance of responsibility. The platform makes extensive use of disclaimers stating that all trading is conducted on an execution-only basis, that no investment advice is provided, and that the company bears no responsibility for losses incurred by clients. Users are repeatedly reminded that they must assess all risks independently and accept full liability for outcomes. These statements are not neutral disclosures. They are carefully constructed legal shields designed to block complaints, reduce the success of chargeback attempts, and limit legal exposure. This approach is a textbook defense strategy used by offshore brokers operating at the edge of regulatory acceptability. Corporate transparency on the platform is minimal. EquityTradeWaves provides only a basic support email address and an offshore mailing address in Seychelles. There is no clearly identified management team, no named directors presented on the website, and no verifiable operating history that would allow users to assess the company's track record. There are no audited financial statements and no independent verification of how client funds are handled. Such opacity is typical of offshore trading schemes that rely on legal distance and jurisdictional complexity to discourage accountability. The website also references a so-called independent representative or distributor located in Cyprus, a detail that may mislead users into assuming some form of European oversight. In reality, such representatives do not regulate trading activity, do not safeguard client funds, and do not provide legal protection to traders. This language is frequently used as a marketing tool to create the illusion of European presence while avoiding actual regulatory supervision. When all these elements are considered together, a clear pattern emerges. EquityTradeWaves combines offshore registration, excessive leverage, forced waiver of legal protections, aggressive marketing of high-risk products, one-sided legal disclaimers, and limited transparency. These are not isolated issues or minor shortcomings. They are structural characteristics that place the platform firmly in the high-risk and scam-adjacent category. Retail traders, particularly those located in the European Union, the United Kingdom, or other well-regulated jurisdictions, should avoid EquityTradeWaves.com entirely. Those who expect negative balance protection, access to an investor compensation scheme, or meaningful legal accountability will not find these safeguards here. Even experienced traders face elevated counterparty risk when dealing with offshore brokers that operate under weak supervision and shift responsibility entirely onto the client. EquityTradeWaves should not be considered a safe or reliable broker. Despite its professional appearance and carefully worded marketing, it operates under a structure that systematically removes protections while exposing users to extreme financial risk. For anyone considering online trading, choosing a broker regulated by top-tier authorities such as those in the United Kingdom, the European Union, or Australia remains essential. If you have already lost money with a broker operating under similar offshore conditions, assistance may still be possible. You can contact Watchdog online by email, leave your name and phone number, and a member of the team will get back to you. By identifying high-risk platforms and sharing accurate information, traders can reduce harm and help create a safer online trading environment for everyone.